Hello, everyone. Welcome to Auntie Derek's Daytime Tea, where we discuss the latest celebrity tea in the news. And we do it live every weekday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at auntiederek.com. I'm your host, Auntie Derek, and today is Thursday, July 23rd. So with me on the mic, I have my fabulous co-host. We have my gorgeous Moon. Hey, boo.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning, gorgeous. Next, we have my icy chili. Hello, boo.
Hello there.
Hello there. And next we have the incomparable Libra Queen. Hello, boo.
Hey y'all.
Hey, cutie. And shout out to the listeners holding it down in the chat as well. Well, y'all, I think we got some good old tea to sip, so let's go ahead and jump right in.
Tea time.
Yes. So our first story of the day is Cardi B, honey. She did her favorite thing and got on spaces and started, talking. And should see where it says here by way of TMZ, Cardi B seems to address drama between Maduka Okoye and his baby mama. So I'm going to share my screen. They have the clips here, so we're going to hear what she has to say about everything, and then go from there. So, well, this should be loading any second. Well, it's not loading fast enough. I'm gonna take it to Instagram. Give me 1 second. Share this tab instead. Okay, and this is provided by the Neighborhood Talk. I love this page. So let me refresh so we can hear it from the beginning. Let's see what Cardi has to say.
People, and I just don't be liking people like that. I don't find people attractive like that. I don't. That's why I stay with people for a long time, because it's hard for me to like people like that. Could I pick better men? Probably, maybe so, whatever. You see what happens when you see y'all be seeing what happened as soon as I even sneeze on somebody. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go on a date with my cousin just so I could rate bait people and see and see how many fucking lies and bullshit people fucking make up. I'm used to shit like this since I was 20 years old. I've been seeing some suggestions and y'all be like, oh, I want her to be single. I want her to be focused on herself. I want her to be this. Bitch, I'm not gonna be single for the rest of my life. That's one. I was single throughout my whole tour. Single, not talking to nobody, not entertaining nobody, not anything. I slipped up, and I just don't be liking people like that. I don't find people attractive like that. I don't. That's why I stay with people for a long time, because they left right away. And guess what? Ever since then, I've been living my life. I've been going outside. I've been chilling with friends. I've been vacationing. I've been drinking. I've been having a ball. But even me and my friends, even when we have a ball, we need some entertainment. Because at the end of the day, baby, like entertainment needs to be needed. The only difference between me and my friends is I can't do a lot. Because you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I'm Cardi B. I can just not meet a nigga in the club and it's like, oh yeah, let's nah. I'm Cardi. You know what I'm saying? Like I gotta be a little bit more exclusive. Like it's like, and I just don't be liking people like that. I don't. Yeah, this since I was 20. Since I was 20. As long as a nigga has a baby mom, fuck a baby mom. As long as a nigga have an ex-girlfriend, just an ex-girlfriend itself, this is going to happen. When I was 20 years old, I was dating this guy. He was dating this crazy ass white girl. All that shit. She even came to my job. This skinny little white girl. Then when I dated that scammer that I dated for 3 years, he had an insane baby mom. Like the bitch was even crazier. The bitch was even crazier. She was just fucking insane. Now, now, if y'all was around the Tommy era, if y'all was really around the Tommy era, if y'all know me from 2014 to 13, y'all know too. The baby mom was insane. And the list, yeah, this since I was 20.
And I think that's
The list is
oh no.
gonna go on. So unless a man fucking was born the day before yesterday and never dated a girl, never did this and that, this is what always gonna come with it. I don't know what it is about bitches. I ruffle they fucking feathers really bad. The list is gonna go on. So unless a man
So yeah, I think that was the last of it. So she said she's gonna ruffle bitches' feathers so bad. She admitted can certainly pick better partners, but she's this is not new to her. She has been dealing with, based off of what she just said, she's been dealing with as long as somebody has a baby mama, you're gonna go through this. This is what she said. And it's like, you do realize you don't have to go through that. Like, girl. And then Cardi think we stupid. Like, oh, I'm gonna just go on a date with my cousin and see, girl, no. We've saw you with that man twice now. And in fact, I think it was more than twice they caught them out, together canoodling. And it's fine, but like, come on, girl, don't play in our face like that. But yeah, she pretty much, this sounds like a woman that's very sure of herself and she knows what she wants, and it seems to me she wants to be very male centered. She even said, "Oh, I'm not going to be single for the rest of my life." She made it sound like that's so detrimental, honey. Like, okay, but that is that on that, honey. Mm, okay, girl. Well, listen, I got nothing. I really, I've already said how I felt about Cardi. Like, it goes back and forth. Sometimes, look, I usually don't like her. She does a couple of things that make it me like her. Especially when it comes to supporting other rap girls and stuff. I do love to see that. But this, she don't look like a good person, y'all. I'm sorry, but hey, wish her well in all of this, girl, because you gonna need her. Well, that is that on that. Remember how she called herself, she was like, I'm like Britney Spears. She said she was like Britney Spears yesterday, but millennials, come get y'all juice, baby, because we about to talk about the real black Britney Spears, honey. If you know, you know. Who is millennials black Britney Spears, honey? Her name, the one and only Nivea. And you all should see, I've just shared here by way of TMZ. And it says R&B singer Nivea reveals leukemia diagnosis. So let's get into it. In fact, there's actually a clip where she talks about it herself. I'm gonna go ahead and just share my screen and play the clip. Give me one sec.
What's something that you're thankful for right now in this moment?
Oh, my lamb. Well, first of all, I was diagnosed with leukemia earlier this year.
Really?
Yes, and I'm so grateful to God. Been going through treatment and everything is going great so far, and I expect it to continue. Amen, amen, amen.
Absolutely.
And very grateful for life. It's so cliche to say, you don't know the time nor the hour, but it's true, and it just helped me put a lot of things in perspective. And I live in gratitude, like religiously, and I'm just grateful for everything. Like, I'm doing things I want to do. I'm definitely back into my music. And I'm going to school for audio engineering. I've always wanted to learn how to engineer and mixing engineer in particular, but in general, just doing all the things, honey, loving on my children and just being grateful and taking every opportunity that comes my way.
I love her. Let me tell you something, baby. They can never tell me nothing bad about no motherfucking Nivea, honey. I have been on the Nivea train since the early 2000s, back when when she sang with that rapist on his song Danger. And then when she did her solo thing, Don't Mess with the Radio, Don't Mess with My Man, Laundromat. Okay, baby, they could never make me hate no motherfucking Nivea. But yeah, she says she's been diagnosed with leukemia early this year and her treatments are going well. She's very hopeful, and yeah. And we know, we've seen that because she has a really, really close relationship with all of her babies. So shout out to Nivea. I am a huge, huge, huge fan. Well, that's that on that, girl. And we wish you well on that journey. Girl, this next story, honey, let's get messy, messy, messy. It started messy the other day when we started talking about the late Malcolm-Jamal Warner, and his widow is suing his mom because she's the head of his estate. Well, girl, I have the story here from TMZ, and you all should see where it says Malcolm-Jamal Warner's mom fighting Cosby Show star's widow over money. Well, let's get into it. The drama between Malcolm-Jamal Warner's mom, Pamela Warner, and his widow, Tanisha Warner, erupted months before the bombshell $1.2 million lawsuit was filed, TMZ has learned. TMZ obtained a petition in Los Angeles Superior Court filed by Tanisha in November 2025, a few months after the actor's July 2025 drowning death. Tanisha explained that Malcolm's trust was created in 1996 but was never updated after his daughter Mackenzie's birth in 2017. He wed Tanisha in 2022. Tanisha said her kid faced complete disinheritance, due to Pamela not being willing to amend the trust. She said Malcolm took care of them during his life and planned to continue to do so. The 1996 will provides Pamela with 70% of Malcolm's estate, and the remaining 30% was split between his father and half sister. Tanisha's petition asks that Pamela not be allowed to spend or distribute any of her late son's money. The petition included an email exchange between Pamela and Tanisha's legal teams. Malcolm's mom said it was unfortunate that Tanisha had taken issue with her acting as Mackenzie's rep in court. Pamela opposed the request to amend the trust but noted she was not trying to exclude Mackenzie. Her lawyer noted, quite the contrary, she is very concerned about Mackenzie's well being and future financial security. The lawyer said Pamela could not ignore her responsibilities and duties as the admin of the trust. In her petition, Tanisha alleged Pamela had received $1.2 million from life insurance benefits and Malcolm's retirement accounts. She claimed Pamela also sold off the LA home she was living in with Malcolm's daughter. A guardian appointed for the kids filed a separate petition. The docs the docs note Malcolm left behind at least $2 million. The guardian said he believed Pamela distributed the money in the trust to the beneficiaries or is about to. As TMZ previously reported, Tanisha sued Pamela in Georgia court this week over $1.2 million she claims to be owed via a prenuptial agreement. Ooh, child. So she started going after the mama in the trust back in November of last year, and we just hearing about it now. And boy, are we hearing about it now, honey, because she done took her ass to talk to Gayle King on CBS in the mornings, girl. She sure did. And you all should see, I have just shared here by way of TMZ. Malcolm-Jamal Warner's widow gives icy interview amid legal war with his mom. Girl, let me share my screen and we can watch what she has to say, honey, over there talking to Gayle. Let's see, honey. Hurry up, TMZ. Okay.
Do you communicate with his mom? Are you close to his mom?
You know,
Where is she? She's in Los Angeles?
yeah, right now, everybody, like all of his family members and everyone who has lost him, they are grieving. It's been the biggest loss for all of us.
All of us.
Right now, my daughter and I are just like,
You guys are a
terms of-
unit.
Yeah.
You guys are a unit.
Yeah. It's the emotional capacity that I have can be very limited sometimes, and so I have to, for myself, decide what do I have to give right now in this moment. And whatever I have to give, the first person to get that is my daughter. And then the second is myself.
Baby, let me tell y'all, this shit is about to get so freaking messy.
If that's their only grandchild, why would she think they would be excluding her?
Good question.
I would think this would be the time to pull close to them because they would want to be with their only grandchild that came from their son, his lineage. I'm confused, girl, because I don't see them pushing your daughter away or leaving her out of anything because that's his child. And I'm sure that they would want to have a relationship and love on her. I don't know. I don't feel like I don't get that Malcolm's mother. I don't get from her that she's an unreasonable person. I don't know. I'm just a little confused by
That makes two of us, girl. For real. This is why I think this is about to get really, really messy. And I think the widow is about to really make it messy. Because this woman has been handling this trust since what?
her the whole time. Well,
Mhm.
yeah. Well, I think in conjunction with Malcolm, but it's a family trust. It's for the whole family. And
Mhm.
the daughter, how she, the child, I don't know how old the child is, but you said something from 2017 to they got married in 22. You what, when he was alive, you didn't press him for all the things that he, well, I don't know, maybe she did. He just didn't do it. I don't know, but it seems, I feel like she wants money for herself.
That's what I'm getting to. For real, because I feel like she even said in this interview, she's like, "First, I'm worried about my daughter, but then I'll worry about me." That's what she says, but I don't know if that's what we are
Yeah,
seeing. Because I'm with you, girl. Like the grandma, with the only remaining like connection to
hmm,
their deceased son, and I just can't see, especially a black woman. Like black women don't usually move like that, so I don't know.
yeah. You look, and I just don't see her pushing away her only grandchild. But stranger things have happened. But I, but it to me it's more plausible because I see it on a regular basis that women will use those children as pawns to get whatever they want, whether it's in their separation, divorces, baby daddy situations. I've seen it. Now there are terrible baby daddies too, so yes, but I have definitely seen women use the child as leverage to inflict pain on a man and so on and so forth. So,
I'm certainly gonna be watching this, honey. Yeah, like I said, I think it's going to get super duper messy.
and I could definitely see her using the child as a way to get more money because that's their vulnerable. They want to see the child. I could see that. I hate
Mhm.
that would be the case.
She's probably not living according to the standards before he died because his death was quite unexpected.
Mm-hmm.
And the things he promised her he would do, he didn't do because I'm sure he didn't see himself drowning.
Well, right.
Uh, he didn't.
Like, oh, I'll get to it. I'll get
Yeah,
to
I'll
it.
get to it, and didn't have a chance to. So she's probably not living according to the manner in which he was living when he was alive. But if he
But
did promise those things, I think it should be taken into consideration. I don't see the
yeah,
mother as trying to withhold anything from the grandchild, but I do think that the fact that maybe, things are harder for her without
but
him.
she's a doctor. I don't know if that's a medical doctor or a doctorate.
Oh, I have no idea.
But no, I heard it on the thing. Like she's not. I mean, she just
She's
ain't
not
no like
without means of making money.
right.
Oh, okay. Well,
That's kind of where I was like, well, girl. I mean, if you
well,
gotta
maybe it's
dust
not
off
about
your
the money then. Maybe it's about the promises that he made that he never got around to. Because we don't know, honestly,
yeah,
you know, if that's what she said he promised and he didn't. She just wants what was promised. She's not trying to come up or whatever. We really don't know.
yeah. But then on that flip side, I don't see why. I could. Why wouldn't you just give her the million? I think she was like 1.2 some million or whatever.
Right. Why
So
not?
yeah, because I'm sure it has more than $1 million in that trust. I'm
Yeah.
sure. So
If
I
that
don't see why not set her up for success. And that's the cancer in me, I guess. Like, yeah, like okay, we'll make good on all of that. We ain't even got to go to court on that
right, right. We wouldn't
unless
even
you get
be going
crazy.
through all this. She's only asking for what was promised. She's not
Yeah,
asking for half or she's not asking for more than what she thinks she deserved, what he said he would do. So I'm just saying
yeah.
that, you know.
So yeah, no, no, no. I'm with you on that part. Like, why not?
Yeah. Go ahead, Libra Queen. Libra Queen? Ooh,
Yeah,
did
I'm
she get a
here. Hold on. I had clicked on the link and it had did something and I couldn't get back to this tab. All shade attached. Um all shade attached. Um yeah. When you marry your wife. When you should have all those things, especially you being who you are. You should have all those things being in preparation, especially because you have a child. um I don't I That's just how I believe. So sorry. There was a trust made. The trust should have been restructured, or an additional trust to fund another trust should have been established, so that this wouldn't be an issue, because having to deal with a mother, and I don't know if he was a mama's boy or not, you know, but having to deal with a mother, and I don't know their relationship, but having to deal with a mother where you having to go into the public, you have to go to the public to sue because you won't just do what's right. I can't get jiggy with it. The mama is not the wife. The wife is the wife. The mama is not the wife. The wife is the wife. And therefore, things that he established, when he established a wife and a child for his own family unit, there should be never any question. If she say I want the moon, the stars, and the sun, she should be able to get it as his wife and the mother of his child. No shade, but some shade. That's how I feel.
I love all of y'all perspectives on this, because these are like, I certainly have blind spots to this, and to me, it looked like she was doing a lot, but now after hearing, all what you all had to say, I'm like, oh yeah, so because I think that was the thing. Like, when we read the story the other day, it said that the something happened, like the trust that she had set up, it wasn't enough to fulfill that life insurance. I forget exactly the wording, but she basically was promised the 1.2 million from a life insurance policy, and he never completed that. And so now that she's look because he didn't complete it, she's going to the family trust to get the remaining balance of that. That's how I read the story. So yeah, just like Chill said, she's not asking for half of his fortune. She's just asking
No.
for that portion
And
that
what she
she
was
was
promised.
promised.
Right. And I don't see no problem with that. And why did it have to come to this, for her to get it? I don't like
I,
that.
yeah, and I'm hoping that his mother, and I think he was a mama's boy. To be honest, he was really close to his mom. Um, just to, I just I hope that she would not do this to her grandchild, like, because she does seem like a reasonable woman, but you, like, again, I've always said, when people die, people get weird.
But didn't
They
the
get
mother
really
make a
weird.
statement though about, what greed and things can do, and she was sounded kind of nasty, like how she was addressing it, like this woman was being greedy, and mm-mm.
Who was being greedy? Who addressed it like that? I didn't hear you.
His mother.
Oh,
I read it on Twitter. I didn't get into it.
yeah,
I don't know if there's an article about it or she
yeah.
spoke in an interview
Unfortunately.
or whatever. But I this woman deserves what she was promised. This is this man's family,
Mm-hmm.
right? And she
It's a,
was owed a salary for the things that she worked with him. I don't even know if she was still, if she is a doctor. I'm not even sure she was still practicing, working with him within his businesses and things. So yeah.
yeah. I don't know if
So
it's a medical doctor or a doctorate. I don't know,
right. But what she
but
was promised, she deserves. She's not
yeah,
asking for more than that, and she should have it. And it shouldn't have come to this point.
I
Especially
agree.
after us learning that this started in November of last year. So now that's why it's looking like she's going to the media, because you're like, look, this woman clearly don't want to work with me, and she's trying to
And
make it look like I'm some money hungry hoe.
I hate that his mama, because she seems like a reasonable woman. Why would you not? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, and then based
Uh,
off of what y'all saying, there is a possibility, because if he was a mama's boy, then his death probably did something to her psychologically. Like,
no.
you know, We have a comment. Hey, Slayanka. And it says she claims she was his assistant and chief of staff. So these terms were put in place beforehand. Yep. And we just learned by way of this, by way of the last article we read, that it was this started in November 2025, just a few months after his death. Like, I'm gonna be following this story, y'all, because like I said, I think it's going to get messy, messy, messy.
Under any reasonable terms, I couldn't see why you wouldn't want to take care of the wife and the grandchild. And honestly, if the mother is being nasty, I really am disappointed. I'm really disappointed, and that's unfortunate.
Well, girls, speaking of disappointment, honey, those of you who are big fans of Brad Pitt, I'm gonna give you about maybe another minute for you to enjoy, liking him before we get into this next story, because we shared the a piece of the legal document that show the reason why why Angelina and the kids are distancing themselves from him. And y'all, when I tell you, it is not good. So after we start recording yesterday, I went ahead and read it in its entirety. And I kept asking. I have to send a special thank you to Happy, because Happy was the one that brought this, because I kept asking, what in the world happened on that plane? Baby, we about to find out what happened on that plane, and it was not good. So has it been a minute yet? Has it been 60 seconds? Because baby, y'all, what you all think of Brad Pitt, honey, is about to change. Because I even teased this on my social media yesterday. Hey, look, I'm like, baby, I said I'm paraphrasing what I said, but I was like, I knew something had for them kids to distance themselves from him like that. I knew something egregious had to happen on that plane, and boy, was I right. Woo, child. So let me just say, this is actually the same uh clip from was posted from yesterday, and you all should see. It says why Jolie separated from Pitt. So on September 14th, 2016, Jolie's marriage came to an end. On that day, Jolie, Pitt, and their children were flying to Los Angeles from Chateau Maraval. Throughout the long overnight flight, Pitt was physically and emotionally abusive to Jolie and their children, who were then between the ages of 8 and 15. After that flight, for her family's well being, Jolie decided to file for divorce. As documented in a lengthy and detailed FBI report, Pitt's aggressive behavior started even before the family got to the airport, with Pitt having a confrontation with one of the children. After the flight took off, Jolie approached Pitt and asked him what was wrong. Pitt accused her of being too deferential to the children and verbally attacked her. An hour and a half later, Pitt abruptly walked over to Jolie, demanding, "Come here," and directed her to the back of the plane. He pulled her into the bathroom and began yelling at her. Pitt grabbed Jolie by the head and shook her, and then grabbed her shoulders and shook her again before pushing her into the bathroom wall. Pitt then punched the ceiling of the plane numerous times, prompting Jolie to leave the bathroom. As she exited, one of their children asked, "Are you okay, mommy?" Pitt yelled back, "No, mommy's not okay," and started deriding Jolie with insults. When one of the children verbally defended Jolie, Pitt lunged at his own child, and Jolie grabbed him from behind to stop him. To get Jolie off his back, Pitt threw himself backwards into the airplane seat, injuring Jolie's back and elbow. The children rushed in and all bravely tried to protect each other. Before it was over, Pitt choked one of the children and struck another in the face. Some of the children pleaded with Pitt to stop. They were all frightened. Many were crying. With nowhere to go and to avoid Pitt's wrath, Jolie and the children sat still and silent under blankets. Nobody dared to go to the bathroom. Pitt periodically emerged from the back of the plane to yell and swear at them. At one point, he poured beer on Jolie. At another, he poured beer and red wine on the children. After many tense hours, Pitt finally fell asleep. Jolie then arranged for a separate transportation at the airport. After they landed, Jolie cautioned the children that no matter what Pitt did, they should not intervene. She then went to wake Pitt up and told him that she and the children were going to a hotel. Pitt once again screamed at her and pushed her down yet again. He shouted that nobody was getting off the plane and prevented the family from deplaning for about 20 minutes. After a child intervened and demanded to leave, Pitt finally relented. But once outside the plane door, Pitt again physically abused one of their children. He also grabbed and shook Jolie by the head and shoulders, causing one of the children to beg, "Don't hurt her." He let Jolie go, but then called her a bitch before adding, "Fuck you, Fuck you all. Jolie and the children then left and made it to a hotel. 5 days later, on September 19th, 2026, I'm sorry, 2016, Jolie filed for divorce. Having been alerted to Pitt's conduct by a third party witness, the FBI launched an investigation. After interviewing various witnesses, the FBI agent who conducted the investigation concluded that the government had probable cause to charge Pitt with a federal crime for his conduct that day, and the agent prepared a probable cause statement for referral to the United States Attorney's Office for prosecution. So now we know what happened on that freaking plane. We have a comment say, "I want to know what triggered it." He looks like a drunk. He actually does look like a drunk, honey. He ate, and the way he's been aging, it looks very alcoholic, honey. And um, what psychological shit. I can't even say psychology of some sort. Boy, they were about to beat my ass. Psychology of some sort. But whatever. Oh, maybe he was just like really upset that because he's trying to get that winery Chateau Maraval, and from what we understand, especially now, Jolie doesn't want anything to really do with that, and she probably never really wanted anything to do with that, but she was just going to go along to get along because that was her husband at the time. But he probably sensed that, and then like, come here, come, because they were going back to LA from Chateau Maraval, and then that's when all that shit started. So, and one important part to know, because there has been speculation that maybe Jolie was like influential to the kids and stuff. Like this line that she said, saying pretty much telling the kids they should not intervene. I don't think, because I never really thought she was that influential to the kids anyway, especially the grown ones. Like you can't. I could be wrong, but I just know me personally, and my other people in my circle, we've all experienced, parental differences, and we were all able to make our own opinions of that when we were younger. So, but again, everybody's not me in my circle, so that's that on that. But this is what happened on that plane, and Brad Pitt should be ashamed of yourself. And I'm sorry that I had to destroy your image of him, honey. But that mother, mm-mm, going off on it, like to me, and then we've even, we had an offline conversation yesterday saying that it's possible that he's been abusive. We are just hearing about it for the first time, because I don't think like something like these type of actions, this doesn't happen overnight. This is the kind of stuff that escalates. And I feel like maybe he was beating the shit out of Jolie for a little bit, and she was going along to get along, but just but once he started hitting them kids, all right, now you're doing too much, bro, and we gotta go. Because after this incident, she immediately filed for divorce. Mm-mm. Well, that's that on that, honey. It was absolutely, and alcohol certainly escalated that, and for the fact that he poured beer and wine on them while they were sitting there trying to be quiet and under blankets and shit like that. You're a bully. Mm-mm. And this
I
girl
want
that
to
married
figure
him,
out what
Inez.
happened.
Oh, what'd you say, boom? Oh, my baby having trouble with her mic.
She knocked herself out.
Now, gorgeous. What were you saying? I heard something say like what happened, and then you went out.
I'm sorry, can you hear me?
Yep, yep, yep. I can hear you. Oop, I don't think she can hear us.
Mm-mm. Yeah, that was immediate, immediate reasons to file for divorce. You got to go. You beating the children, choking a child. Why didn't he go to jail? Whatever happened to the charges? What happened?
Exactly, especially when it was investigated by the FBI. And was it in the FBI due to it being like it happening on a plane or something like that? Because I wouldn't understand why the FBI would get involved in something like that. But
Maybe because it was in the air.
hmm
So, but he never went to trial or served probation or anger management. You never heard nothing else about it.
mm-mm.
So what happened? Did his money bury those accusations?
I'm back. Can y'all hear me?
Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
Oh, Jesus, I was fighting for my life. I just want to know what happened to the investigation. If
that's what
FBI
I was
got
just
involved,
saying.
yeah, okay, that's what I was trying to get to. But boy, I was fighting for my life.
Let me see what happened with Brad Pitt's FBI investigation. I'm gonna see what Google has to say. Um. So, according to Google's AI overview, the FBI investigated a 2016 private flight altercation between Brad Pitt and his family, ultimately closing the injury in November 2016 without filing any criminal charges. Pitt was also cleared of child abuse allegations by the Los Angeles County Department of Children and Family Services. Um, the investigation stemmed from a flight from Europe to Los Angeles where Angelina Jolie accused Pitt of verbal abuse, intoxication, and physical altercations involving her and their children. Pitt's representatives have consistently denied the allegations of physical abuse. Although the FBI investigation was closed in 2016, public attention to the case resurged in 2022 when details from the heavily redacted FBI report were leaked and reported by major outlets like CNN and NBC News. Following these releases, Jolie filed a Freedom of Information Act lawsuit against the FBI in an attempt to make more records related to the case public. However, USA Today reported that Jolie ultimately dropped this years-long lawsuit in late 2024. So yeah, she probably look. She like, shit, I ain't really got to do too much, honey. The kids made their own decisions, and they did, honey. Them taking them. First of all, they start to before even legally doing it. They were like taking Pitt off of their last name in public, like on playbills and stuff like that. And then when they went to court and made that shit legal. Remember Zahara in um, her graduation ceremony? She just put Zahara Marley Jolie in there without the Pitt, and then she shortly after that she legally had Pitt removed from her name. Baby, I think the cherry on top, he did all of that and then ended it with fuck you all.
And
It was
have
like,
they even seen with him ever again after that?
not to my knowledge.
They didn't never have a picture with him around after that. So the fact that all of that he was absolved and they closed the charges and he was absolved of child abuse, that's bullshit. That's what money can do for you, though.
Money and whiteness. Inez, I hope you're paying attention, girl, because I think didn't we just read something about they were secretly married or spiritually married or whatever they wanted to say? All right, girl. I hope you got a helmet. Well, that is a that on that, honey. Well, let's talk about YG. Y'all know the rapper YG? That ass just got detained by Burbank police.
Oh, yes, we were familiar with YG. Yes.
Well, you all should see where it says here by way of TMZ, rapper YG detained as cops execute search warrant over Drakeo the Ruler's murder. So let's get into it, child. Rapper YG had a run-in with cops Thursday morning during a SWAT response, but he was ultimately released, TMZ has learned. Law enforcement sources tell TMZ the SWAT team responded around 7 a.m. PT in Burbank, California. YG was detained during the police response before officers eventually let him go. Sources tell TMZ CHP was the lead agency on the matter and Burbank SWAT assisted. We're told cops were executing a search warrant for the investigation into Drakeo the Ruler's murder. The property is connected to YG, who had beef with the late rapper but has denied any involvement. A CHP official tells TMZ YG was not arrested. He was detained during the search warrant and released. The timing is especially wild. YG is scheduled to take the stage Thursday night against fellow Compton heavyweight The Gang in their Compton Forever Versus battle. The hit-for-hit West Coast Showdown is slated to begin at 6:30 p.m. PT, meaning YG's morning included some unexpected FaceTime with Burbank's finest. This isn't YG's first police encounter in Burbank. As TMZ previously reported, he was arrested there in October 2024 for misdemeanor DUI after cops found him inside his car, which had gone over the curb. First came the cops, next up, the gang. Well, that's that on that, honey. So I just find it odd. I mean, they questioned him. I guess they ain't got nothing on it. But the fact that he was publicly beefing with Drakeo the, I'm not familiar with Drakeo the Ruler at all. But I mean, if they had a public beef and um, what was Drakeo the Ruler killed? Because how I'm taking this, what they said in this article, it says the property is connected to YG. So was Drakeo killed on that property or something? I don't know. For them to like, they don't detain nobody for no reason, honey. Well,
Well,
that's
yes,
that.
well, yeah, they do
Yeah,
detain people for no reason.
well, yeah,
But
especially
I
if
know
you're
what you mean.
black. You're right. Yes, they can absolutely detain you for no reason if you're black. But um, yeah, in this case, I don't know. It's not. I don't know.
Well, I mean, we have reported about many of a rapper going to jail on trial for other rappers. Uh, you know, deaths. So
Mhm.
I mean, and YG is a noted gang member, or previous gang member, or affiliated gang member, or whatever. So interesting, my dear.
I actually saw that he made a song about a trans woman or something. I didn't even give that shit my energy. I'm like, I don't even want to hear what the hell he got to say
What?
about it.
Look, he might be a what's y'all call him? Trade.
He can't sit with us.
Look, I ain't say or down low or whatever. They be having he gives, but
He
whatever.
actually, I actually do like it's a YG song I actually used to play out, honey. It was
Fuck
called
Donald Trump.
no, God, no. Oh, it was called Honestly. And pretty much
Right.
went, I hit it from the back, I hit it from the front, I hit it from the back, I hit it from the front. Because honestly, I
Okay,
don't give a
very
fuck.
rich.
Yeah, very ratchet. Y'all know how I do.
Well, I mean, he said honestly, I don't give a fuck. So I think he do a little bit of everything. As quiet as it's kept.
Mm-mm.
Quiet as it's kept. But also, he did do the song "Fuck Donald Trump," and that was a hit. That's great. It was the best. It was
Yeah, wasn't he investigated because of that?
probably.
I think he was. Don't quote me though. Well, honey, let's get into some sports ball business. So there was an ex NBA star, Ty Lawson. Honey, he done got arrested and called the cop a white bitch.
Well, I mean, shit.
You all should see where it says here by way of TMZ. Ex NBA star Ty Lawson allegedly called cop white bitch during shoplifting arrest.
Let
Girl.
me move my bang. Shoplifting.
Shoplifting girl.
What? I'm sorry. What?
Like, nigga, what is you doing, honey?
Oh, damn. Y'all gotta start taking these little NBA checks and start investing and saving, child. Cause what?
And stop buying pussy
Shoplifting.
and calls.
Good God.
Well, former NBA player Ty Lawson was screaming and yelling during his shoplifting arrest in Colorado, at least according to police, who say he stole a bottle of vodka and called his arresting officer a white bitch. According to new legal docs obtained by TMZ, Lawson was busted July 16th in Castle Rock after allegedly swiping a $34 bottle of Tito's vodka from a liquor store before bringing it with him to a nearby restaurant.
Tito's. My
Tito,
God.
girl, of all things. Tito's.
You could have you could have, if you was gonna steal some, that's the good shit. Tito's.
Tito's, girl. Look, he ratchet too, apparently.
Oh my God. Woo, child. It's bad out here.
Now, the California Post was the first to report on this. Officers believe Lawson was intoxicated and said he smelled of alcohol when they confronted him about allegedly stealing the liquor. That's when they say Lawson got heated, claiming he repeatedly called an officer bitch and white bitch and also yelled stop multiple times. Cops say he even kicked the glass wall of his holding cell and spit on the floor. Police say Lawson eventually pulled himself together and even apologized for his behavior. The former NBA point guard was booked on a theft of less than $300 shoplifting charge and released. Lawson, who starred at the University of North Carolina before making the jump to the NBA, has not publicly addressed his arrest. This is not the first time he's been in the clink. Lawson was arrested for DUI in 2015 and pled guilty to driving while ability impaired, as well as failure to drive in a single lane. That same year, he received another DUI arrest in Los Angeles when cops pulled him over for allegedly speeding on the 101 freeway after leaving the club, and he eventually went to rehab. Lawson spent 8 years in the NBA, beginning in 2009. His first 6 seasons were the Denver Nuggets, and he later played for the Houston Rockets, Indiana Pacers, Sacramento Kings, and the Washington Wizards. He later played overseas.
Okay, so
Mm-mm.
he's a drunk. Okay, he's a
Yeah.
documented drunk. Okay, so he did all that shit, and he was stealing while he was drunk. Okay, okay, drunk. Okay,
And you know, that probably explains why he went straight for the Tito. He's like, look, bitch, I just want to take the shit to the head, honey. Give me the good cheap shit.
okay. He was still, bitch, still the good shit, but you know, a drunk don't care. Oh Lord. Hi,
Hmm.
puppy.
Hey, puppy. Well, that is that on that, honey. This next story is actually kind of sad and crazy. So there was a guy from Top Chef. His name is Eric Ajapong. And let me share this article. I have this article here from TMZ. And you all should see where it says Top Chef Eric Ajapong allegedly abused daughter in order to stay away from her. So let's get into it, honey.
Abuse.
Hmm. Now, this story does not say the age of the daughter, but it starts. Top Chef and Food Network star Eric Ajapong has been ordered to stay away from his daughter for 1 year after he allegedly abused her, TMZ has learned. Here's the deal. Eric shares his daughter Lennox with his ex-wife Janelle Mack, and court proceedings began in May with the final hearing taking place on July 10th. The hearing resulted in an order requiring Eric to stay away from Lennox, her residence, her school, and her child care providers through July 10th, 2027. He is also barred from contacting the child who was born in 2018. Oh, so that's her age then. So she's what, 8 now? Anyway, while the details of the alleged abuse are under wraps, Janelle's attorney, Todd Mohink, tells TMZ, I believe this court did its job to protect the best interests of the child. Eric tells TMZ through his attorney, because this matter involves my young daughter, whom I love deeply, I intend to protect her privacy and will not discuss the underlying allegations or other sensitive family matters publicly, other than to say that these allegations arose in the context of a long running divorce and custody proceeding, which finally concluded on June 2nd, 2026. He tells us he respects the court and is strictly compliant with every facet of the order. Eric adds, it is my fervent hope that in the future, my ex wife and I can resolve these matters privately and through the proper legal channels rather than in the press, if only for the well being of our daughter. TMZ has learned there were no criminal charges filed in this matter. Eric is a Washington, D.C. based chef who was a finalist on season 16 of Bravo's Top Chef and returned for season 17 of Top Chef All Stars. He can also be seen on an array of Food Network shows, including Selena Gomez's Selena Plus Chef. He and Janelle tied the knot in 2017, but separated in 2021. In a statement on social media, Janelle says, my daughter has watched me rebuild our life, focus on our safety after I divorced her father 4 years ago. I've also taught her about body autonomy, consent, boundaries, and to tell the trusted adults around her when she feels unsafe. She adds, my daughter was just granted a protective order against her father because she was brave enough to speak up against who should have been one of the most trusted adults in her life. Baby, I feel like her response and his response, baby, speaks volumes, honey. Mm, mm, mm. Talking about, it is my fervent hope that my future ex-wife and I can resolve these matters privately and through proper legal channels rather than in the press, if only for the well-being of our daughter. Well, baby, based off of this, you didn't care about the well-being of your daughter, and that's why your ass can't see her for a whole year. Like, huh? Well, that's that. She's actually Janelle is pretty. I'm sorry. Let me share my screen so y'all can see what she looks like. She's pretty with locks, honey. Yes. Look at her gorgeous, baby. That face is great, honey. Yes, she's gorgeous.
Well, with the name Janelle Mack, I said, oh, she black. Okay.
Blackity black, black, honey. I
And
love it.
yeah, she is a cutie, and her hair is nice. I'm not gonna hold you.
Hmm. Well, shout out to her, honey, and I love her response, honey. What her she said my daughter has watched me rebuild our life, focus on our safety, and I after I divorced her father years ago. I love this part. I've also taught her about body autonomy, consent, boundaries, and to tell the trusted adults around her when she feels unsafe. My daughter was just granted a protective order against her father because she was brave enough to speak up against who should have been one of the most trusted adults in her life. Yeah. And shout out to you for teaching your daughter that, honey, because everybody else, especially the church, will tell her that her body belongs to everybody else but her. You know, God, her husband, her boyfriend, her dad, anybody but her.
But
So,
obviously, she's old enough to speak for herself.
yup. And she did. And she spoke up, honey. And now daddy can't see that ass for a year.
Well,
Good.
and then for the adult, it's a whole system. And then for the adult to believe you when you say it, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. And one of the key parts is the adult believed what you said and took action.
That's
Lovely.
right.
Love to see it.
Well, that's that on that, honey. I know we don't really see it for these two people, but Lena the Plug and Adam 22. So remember how this was a whole weird story when we first started talking about it a couple of months ago. She it said that she filed for divorce, and then she's like, "Oh no, I ain't do that. We good." But honey, somebody keep filing for divorce with her name. So if it's not her, then it's somebody acting like her. Because you all should see where it says here by way of TMZ, Lena the Plug, mystery man who filed fake divorce serves Adam 22. So the person who filed divorce docs claiming to be Lena the Plug apparently isn't done trying to move the case forward, despite Lena stating publicly she wasn't leaving Adam 22. On Tuesday, court docs were filed by the person claiming to be Lena. The filing obtained by TMZ shows a process server delivered a bunch of court docs to Adam 22 on July 15th at his $3 million mansion in Studio City, California. Adam 22 confirms to TMZ he was served with legal papers. He says he wants the police or FBI to intervene in the matter, but hasn't heard back from any agency. As TMZ first reported, on June 3rd, a divorce petition was filed in Los Angeles County Superior Court, which claimed Lena was asking for a divorce from Adam 22. Lena says she's not the one who filed, though. The petition stated Lena was asking for primary custody of the 5-year-old she shares with Adam 22. The filing also alleged Lena was asking for support, claiming Adam 22 only gives her $3,000 per month to live on. The real Lena told TMZ the divorce was not filed by her. She says she believed it was done by a mystery man who thinks may be getting catfished by someone pretending to be her. Lena believes the alleged catfish is telling the man that she is in danger and needs help escaping from Adam 22, which Lena claims is all nonsense. At the time, Lena said she was hiring a lawyer to have the case dismissed, but it does not appear she's made any official moves in court yet. This is weird as fuck.
Well, these stalkers out here be doing they big one. If she's saying I ain't trying to, what are you? I'm not leaving him. And somebody, I mean, just saw a video of a stalker talking about how many times they be like, the person is treating them bad or doing something to them, and I have to save them. And I'm sure Lena the Plug has some stalkers. She's not an ugly woman, and she is, in the sex industry. So,
Hmm.
yeah, it could be a stalker. Or she could be low key trying to divorce him and not tell him. I don't know, but
That's what I think it might be the latter. Because this is one too many times, honey. And I just I've never filed a lawsuit before, but isn't there some type of a verification process that you have to show you are who you are? I
not
don't think they ask for
necessarily.
ID like the DMV, but
Not turning in legal documents, not necessarily. I
oh,
think somebody can turn in the paper. Look, I don't know. I ain't never had to file for divorce, so I don't know. But um,
I'm gonna ask you, do you need an ID to file for divorce in California? let's see what Google tells us. Okay, you do not need a California specific driver license or ID card to file for divorce in the state, but you must prove that you meet California residency requirements. To file for divorce, either you or your spouse must have lived in the state of California for at least 6 months and in your specific county for at least 3 months.
Well,
Mm.
that ain't she been there, so that ain't no hard thing to somebody just to fill out the information. I mean, quiet as it's kept, if somebody can steal your mortgage from you, I'm sure they can turn in some papers if they really wanted to. I don't
Yeah,
know. It's weird, but these stalkers is they get more sophisticated, so I don't know.
they are, but I don't think they this sophisticated though. To like, because how would they prove that? Because based off of this, they have to prove that they meet California's residency requirements. So if it's not Lena, how would that person prove that Lena has been a resident of California
Well,
for at
if
least
they have
3 months?
their address on file, if they have their if they have been living there, so I mean, they have a home that they've been in. I mean, people can literally fill out documents and change the title of your home into their name just like that. You and to buy a house, you damn near you jump through the all these hoops and holler, but somebody can sign you out of your title without you even knowing it. So if they can do that, I'm sure it's not that hard.
Yeah, you're right. I'm gonna follow this story, honey, because this is very weird and I'm gonna follow this, honey. I hope when I do follow, I don't want to see no dinglings now. I don't want to see no black dinglings going in and out of Lena's vagina. Now, y'all keep that to yourself. I don't want to see that.
Now, oh, now you don't want to see no demon. Okay.
Well, not going in her. Mm-mm. I rather them going. No, if I want to see, well, it can come here.
Oh shit, that's funny. Uh,
Well, y'all,
that's
this next story, I won't spend too much time. In fact, I'll only read like the last two paragraphs of the article because we talked about this story in detail yesterday. About Courtney Stodden and how Jason Alexander issued an apology for an inappropriate skit that they did back in 2012 when she was underage. Well, she accepts his apology. And you all should see where it says here by way of TMZ. Courtney Stodden accepts Jason Alexander's apology over controversial comedy sketch. And let me go to the last two paragraphs. It just says, the model tells TMZ, I believe the most meaningful apology is one that creates change. I would encourage him to support and donate to Unchained at Last, an organization I'm proud to advocate alongside that is leading the fight to end child marriage in the United States. And as you know, Courtney has become an outspoken advocate for women's rights, specifically when it comes to underage marriage, after she was legally married at 16 to Doug Hutchison's nasty ass, who was 51 at the time. Nasty fucker. See, I didn't even know anything about this. I only seen him, playing a creep in all his movies and shit. But he is a true creep in real life, marrying that girl at 51 when she was fucking 16. Oh, you nasty fuck. Well, she said, "Okay, I hear him, but go ahead and donate to Unchained at Last, honey. That's how you really can apologize." And that's that on that. So what we got next, honey? Oh, Happy. Oh, she's not here. Damn, she's probably in that meeting. I'll maybe clip this and send it to her. But remember, we talked about Jax Taylor and how he famously cheated on his ex girlfriend Brittany, but he was messing around with their publicist, their longtime publicist. This news just broke, and they were from the show The Valley. Well, some of their castmates, honey, had something to say about this, particularly one, Kristen Doute. I hope I'm saying her name right, but you should see where it says here by way of TMZ. The Valley star Kristen Doute calls Jax Taylor diabolical over romance with publicist. So it was a Kristen and then another guy named Zach Wickham. They both had something to say about this. So let me share my screen and we can watch this together.
Your reaction.
Oh, well, there you have it.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's a big betrayal. Yeah. No. And whether it and honestly, I think they've been fucking around. That wasn't just after they separated, and I think it had been going on, and he
Hmm.
had been having an affair, cheating, and now that they're divorced and separated, they finally came out publicly. But I mean, because she's a publicist, she know how to do it. She know
She
how
know
to
how to
do it.
spin it. And that's exactly why she called before TMZ broke the story. She called Brittany and said, "Hey, girl, well, TMZ about to break a story. She know what's up."
Well, she's out of pocket for even um dating him. I mean, I'm sure publicists don't have a code of ethics, I'm sure, like, but but that's nasty work for her to do that.
I concur. Well, that is that on it. Well, since Happy wasn't here at the moment, I'll just send this article to her. Be like, "Hey, girl, watch this." But well, more news in the Bravo, what they call it, Bravo Versity, Bravo World, whatever they want to call it.
Bravo
Um,
verse.
Bravo Verse. Thank you.
Hmm.
Ariana Biermann, Kim's. So remember there was Brielle and then there was Ariana. Ariana was the younger one. That's one that's younger than Brielle, but not one of Croy's kids per se. Uh, she and Brielle did have a relationship with Croy, because he was a part of their life for a very long time. Well, Ariana is actually currently on that show. What's it called? The Next Gen or something like that. I haven't seen any episode of it. But TMZ actually caught up with Ariana, and Ariana reveals that she's actually they don't have a relationship with Croy any longer. Well, she doesn't. And you all should see where it says here by way of TMZ. Ariana Biermann says she's no longer speaking to Croy amid divorce drama. So she's really cute. Let me share my screen. Let's see. This video is about a minute long. Let's see what she has to say about it.
So we gotta get the tea. Yes. Well, first of all, how's your mom? Amazing. I know she goes through a lot. I know you deal with a lot from hearing, her story in the media. How is she doing?
She's doing good. I think the best she can be. She's trying to always be strong for all of us, no matter what. So she's doing good.
Right, and honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Everyone's kind of surprised about Brielle and Croy, so we gotta follow up with you. Are you in contact with him, or is anyone talking to this man?
I'm not, sadly.
Goodness.
I think it's hard, watching all of these things that are happening right now and everything that's going on and these just insane motions. It's really sad.
Would you guys be willing to put it to the side for the wedding? Maybe?
That's Brielle's area, but we tried for a long time to have a relationship with him outside of all of this.
So that's the part of the story we don't know.
Yeah.
Right. I guess reaching out, I guess trying to meet up.
Yeah. Well, he was, I don't want to say he wasn't trying to reach out or he wasn't trying to meet up. That wasn't necessarily it. It was more so like a lot of different things, but it really wasn't working.
Maybe the headlines.
Yeah, there was a lot. And, we don't always we're not here to bash my mom. So I would never talk to you about that.
Listen, can't be mad at choosing your mom. I appreciate it. Hey, nice chatting with you. Look beautiful as always.
Thank you.
She does. She looks really, really good. She don't look like her mom and her sister, with all that stuff plumped in her face and stuff. But she said, "I'm not gonna bash my mama."
Oh yeah, no, she loved her mom. You could hear that. Oh yeah, no. And yeah, the way he was talking about his mom, they're not gonna have a relationship with him because wait, you saying my mom doing all this stuff and we don't, yeah, that ain't it. No. So I get it.
She should have asked. So, do y'all have a relationship with Kyle? I would have asked. Do y'all have a relationship with Kyle? Is he how
They
did you how do
probably
you feel about him?
stay out of my mama's business, child. Now they grown. They don't care about what's going on. Girl, get
No, because mama popping pussy for them kids, honey.
yes, but they grown now, so she just got to deal with them baby she had with Croy.
But you know what Kim Zoe said? That's a mother. That's a mother. Use what you got to get what you want, honey. Or get what you need, rather.
Yeah, she's look. She once she got her a taste of a rich man, she ain't never let go, honey. Said I'm
Mhm.
never going back. I'm not mad at Kim for that. I'm not.
Work. Well, that's that on that. This next story I have, we've been following this for some. We've even talked about Rebel Wilson here before. But this all has been like really weird. And remember with the last time we even talked about her, she believes that there was like a billionaire that was like actively using his money to try to set her up in court and stuff. Well, I just shared this article from TMZ, and you should see where it says Rebel Wilson wins defamation lawsuit against the Deb star Charlotte McInnes. So, Rebel Wilson scored a big win in court Wednesday because a judge in Australia dismissed a defamation lawsuit against her. The judge tossed actress Charlotte McInnes's defamation and breach of contract claims against Rebel and is ordering Charlotte to foot the bill for Rebel's legal fees. In case you missed it, Charlotte starred in The Deb, Rebel's directorial debut. Charlotte sued after the Pitch Perfect alum alleged one of the film's producers, Amanda Ghost, had sexually harassed her leading lady. Rebel claims Charlotte told her about an alleged September 23rd incident where where she and Amanda were swimming at Bondi Beach. The actress allegedly told the Bridesmaids alum that Amanda had mentioned the water was cold, so she and Charlotte climbed in the bath together afterwards, still wearing bathing suits. According to Rebel, the actress detailed the incident the next day and mentioned it made her uncomfortable, but Charlotte denied that version of events. She said in her lawsuit that Rebel shared 4 sets of Instagram posts between September 2024 and July 2025 that accused Charlotte of changing her story to help her career. In her ruling, Justice Elizabeth Raper of the Federal Court of Australia in Sydney said that by posting that Charlotte changed her story, Rebel wasn't actually doing anything defamatory. Raper ruled the assertion wouldn't necessarily cause an ordinary or reasonable person to think less of Charlotte. She also found that McInnes hadn't shown that Rebel's post hurt her reputation. She also ruled that Rebel had established that what she said in her post was substantially true. Raper didn't rule about whether or not the shared bath counted as sexual conduct. Rebel opened up about the ruling in a lengthy Instagram post, writing that she put years of passion into the Deb and seeing that journey disrupted has been incredibly difficult, but I always believed it was a story worth telling. She continued, this process has taught me a lot. It has tested me, but it has also reinforced something I've always believed. I want my life, I want to live my life standing up for what I believe is right, while continuing to create work that brings people joy. This ruling is separate from the other lawsuits Amanda and fellow producers Gregor Cameron and Vince Holden have lobbed at Rebel. Yep, and that last sentence about that other lawsuit against Amanda, Gregor Cameron, and Vince Holden, I believe that was the one that we were talking about, where Rebel believes that billionaire was like he's funding that. So, well, that's that on that. I've actually never even seen that movie and don't even plan to watch it, but yeah, girl, this next story, honey. I'm gonna be honest, I don't believe it, but it could be true, but I don't believe it. So I actually have this story here from radaronline.com. It's an exclusive, and you all should see Katy Perry and Justin Trudeau's capital idea. Besotted pair want Governor Gavin Newsom to officiate at wedding. And the reason that I don't believe it, because didn't we learn that Miss Perry is a Republican? Well,
I don't know, and I don't even. I don't care.
what?
I mean, to be fucking honest, what? Who cares? Yuck. I don't
Mhm.
care if the devil himself married them motherfuckers. I don't care.
Exactly. And
I
remember
don't
the
care.
last story we read about them is that there was some wedding talk, and she's even talking about having kids and shit.
I don't see
Mm.
this lasting.
It's
For some,
not.
I just don't.
It's not gonna last, and I'm with you. Well, this starts. Justin Trudeau and Katy Perry are already planning to tie the knot, and they've even decided who they want to officiate. California Governor Gavin Newsom, Radar Online can reveal. Of course, the Pop Tart, who's 41, and the 54-year-old former Canadian Prime Minister aren't engaged yet. They've been dating less than a year, and he's still in the process of introducing Perry to his family and friends, an insider shared. But when the time comes, Governor Newsom is absolutely their first choice to officiate the nuptials, the insider said. The California Democrat sees Justin as a kindred spirit and thinks Katie is nothing short of a force of nature, says the insider. Newsom is a friend and a supporter who's been there for key moments of their relationship, like when they attended the World Economic Forum in Davos this past winter, and he shares their passion for changing the world in a positive way. The former American Idol judge and her pole boyfriend are spending most of their time at her house in Southern California, not at his home in Montreal, the Tattler said. After they get married, they'll very much be a California couple, the source added. Newsom appreciates that about her because he's going to need her and Justin's support if he wants to, if and when he runs for president, says the insider. In other words, Newsom's getting behind Justin and Katie as a couple is an arrangement that absolutely benefits all parties. It will be the second time at the altar for both. Trudeau shares 3 children with ex-wife Sophie Gregory. They were wed from 2005 until their split in 2023. Perry was married to accused rapist Russell Brand from 2010 to 2012, then was in a relationship with Orlando Bloom, the father of her 5-year-old daughter Daisy, from 2016 to 2025. Katie had a long distance crush on Justin for a long time, and the fact that it's turned into something pretty serious is worth it to her to celebrate, the source said. Okay, girl. Like Moon said, I don't give a fuck who married him.
Yeah, we don't care. Also, I really need Newsom to hang up that presidential shit.
Please, I was gonna say that. Please, I need you to sit down. I mean, you did your big one, getting on, getting with Trump on the social media stuff. But yeah, I don't need you to do that. Thank you. I don't need you to run. Thank you.
That part. And the reason that I said I believe Katie is a Republican because she posted a picture of when she was vote. I don't know if it wasn't the presidential election. It was some election that they had out in California, and she was in the voting booth taking a picture. Well, first of all, girl, don't do that because that's literally illegal. But she took a picture while inside of the voting booth, and then people looked at the screen and they showed that she selected the Republican candidate.
Well, telling on herself, Donnie.
And then she comes from a religious background. Her father was a preacher, so I'm not surprised at all. But I don't believe this story. They probably would want Trump.
Flip floppers. She was liberal and wanted to do all these things when she busted out to make money, and then and now she's being her true white woman self. That's the only thing I could think of.
A
There's a
pretend
lot
liberal at
of
that, honey.
they be liberal in college when they kissing girls and they like it, and doing all the little things, and running around trying to get married. And as soon as they get married, then they become conservative. Meanwhile, they was fucking on the football team, the basketball team, blah blah blah, yada yada yada. I mean, we know this story over and over again.
Well, yes, indeed. That is that one, that honey. Flip flop, flipping and flip flopping ass bitch. I ain't never like her. Cause I knew what she was back in 2010, honey. All that shit she was talking about, Lady Gaga, was just rooted in Christofascism and homophobia. So she can go straight to hell. And then them white gays live for her, honey. On that little white gay on American Idol talking about some, ooh, wig. Like, girl, y'all don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. Be quiet. Ugh.
Well, then there's a whole nother problem in itself on that side. So
That part. Well, child, speaking of problems, honey. So there's a very young mayor in Georgia, Jaden Williams. He got some problems, honey, because he under investigation for his spending habits under investigation. And you all should see, I have just shared here by way of TMZ. Georgia City's 22-year-old mayor under investigation for alleged spending habits. So let's get into it. A young mayor in Georgia is being investigated for his alleged spending habits, and the city he was elected to govern took away his city-issued credit card while the probe plays out. 22-year-old Jaden Williams was sworn in as mayor of Stockbridge just 6 months ago. But according to Atlanta News First, lawmakers passed a resolution last week restricting his access to non-public areas, his use of city vehicles, and his use of city funds through his city-issued credit card. Williams was ordered to hand over his credit card and stop using cards owned by the city. Williams had a Monday deadline, but Mayor Pro Tem Elton Alexander said he didn't know if Williams complied. Still, city officials claim they can deactivate the credit card remotely. Alexander said the city council received information last week that raised red flags about Williams' spending. It's unclear what Williams was allegedly spending money on or how much money is involved here. Williams has not been charged as a crime as of Wednesday, and the investigation remains ongoing. As the probe plays out, Williams can still preside over council meetings and continue with his other mayoral duties. In a statement, Williams' team says Mayor Williams welcomes a full and independent investigation and looks forward to the opportunity to address any allegations through the proper process. Mm-mm. So that's that on that, honey.
I
Y'all think
hope
they
he
just?
wasn't doing something. I hope he wasn't. I hope not.
I hope not either, honey.
Um,
So,
I
I
hope this
mean,
is
it
just a
is
case
Georgia.
of
Do y'all
being.
think they fucking with him because he's young and black?
That's what I'm saying. I'd rather it be than come to find out he didn't do anything. I would hate to. Oh, I would hate that he would ruin that. Oh, I would hate it. Yeah. Please, 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 please. I hope he didn't.
Yeah, honey. Well, that is that on that. If I get new information about this, I will certainly update you all.
Because I hadn't even heard of him or anything, and that I mean that's a major accomplishment, and I hope he ain't gonna fuck that up. So please, Lord. Ugh.
Yeah. Try to take away the cars. The car. They said you can't go. What they say? You can't go to non-public areas. Mm, damn. Well, I got 3 more stories left. This next one here, so we've actually been talking about this for quite a bit, honey. Eminem versus the Real Housewives of Potomac girls, Robin and Giselle over their Reasonably Shady podcast. Every time I just think about this story, just it pisses me off because really, at the end of the day, it's just a white man that's going after 2 black women over something that he didn't even originate. But okay. And you all should see where it says here by way of all hip hop, and it's an exclusive. Eminem says Robin Dixon admitted under oath she has no plans for shady products as legal war escalates. Well, Eminem just made his biggest move yet in his trademark war against Real Housewives of Potomac stars Robin Dixon and Giselle Bryant. His lawyers filed new court papers on July 17, arguing the 2 women never actually planned to sell makeup or candles under the Reasonably Shady name. The fight has been going on since 2021 when Dixon and Bryant launched their podcast. They called it Reasonably Shady and built a real following, racking up millions of downloads covering dating, relationships, and life as Bravo personalities. In February 2022, they went to file a trademark on the name, and they didn't just file it for the podcast. They also claimed they intended to sell products under it, including eyeshadow, lip gloss, makeup, and candles. That's where Eminem ass comes in. Eminem has held the Shady and Slim Shady trademark since 2001 and 2002, and his legal team saw that application and moved to block it. His lawyers argued that Reasonably Shady was too close to his brand, that it would confuse consumers, and that it could damage what he's built over 3 decades.
Pause. Pause.
Mhm.
What consumers think that he is getting makeup, huh? And candles, huh? Who? Who?
What
I beg of
consumer
you.
think he's reasonable? This man ain't never been
Who?
reasonable.
Well, makeup? Why would they think that's you? Why would they think that? That's oh child. Ugh. Okay,
Mhm.
sorry to interrupt, but that I had to wait a minute. Hold on, sir. Who would even think that?
No, and I'm
Uh,
glad you did interrupt because you asked a really good question. Who would confuse that? Like, all of your fans, which one of them would think that you was even in the makeup business? But hey, and then it says the 2 sides have been going at it in court ever since. As All Hip Hop previously reported, the case got messy fast. Dixon and Bryant pushed hard to get Eminem himself into a deposition chair, and his team accused them of using the whole thing as a harassment tactic. The Federal Trademark Board eventually reset the entire case calendar in May 2026, pushing the final deadlines all the way into April 2027. Now, with the discovery officially closed as of June 30th, Eminem's attorney, Manny Pocotolo, filed a motion to add a new argument to the case. The new argument is simple and is devastating. Patokolo's filing states flat out that the discovery record establishes that applicants had no bona fide intent to use reasonably shady mark on any class 3 or class 4 goods at the time of filing. In plain terms, they had no real plan to make or sell makeup and candles. They just included those categories in the application, and Eminem's legal team says the evidence from their own mouth proves it. Dixon testified under oath in a deposition and gave the game herself away. I'm sorry, gave the game away herself. When Patokolo asked whether she had plans to use reasonably shading on the product she actually filed for, she answered, "No current plans, but that's not to say we would never. But at the moment, we don't have anything. As far as the candles or the eyeshadow, lip gloss, makeup, we don't have any current plans for that. Nothing in the foreseeable future." That's not spin. That's Dixon on the record saying exactly what Eminem's team needed her to say. The documents from Discovery make it worse. Over the entire course of the case, Dixon and Bryant never turned over a single document showing they had plans for makeup or candles. No supplier, no manufacturer, no product samples, no pricing, no packaging. When Eminem's team asked Dixon in written questions about packaging bearing the reasonably shady mark, her own response was, "No such packaging exists." Patokolo's filing points out they also had no business plans, no marketing strategy, no consumer research, and no identified sales channels for those product categories. Not one piece of paper. Dixon made her position clear publicly at BravoCon 2025 in Las Vegas. She told the crowd, "He's still being shady. We're still going down the road with the lawsuit and we're fighting it, and we're going to win." I got the email from our lawyer like, "Oh, Marshall Mather is suing you for your trademark." And I'm like, "What?" Brian is equally unbothered, telling people the podcast is 10 million downloads strong in our fifth season and calling the situation foolish. When asked whether Eminem's music plays in her home, Brian shut it down. "Oh my God, no." And it's funny because if it comes on the radio in the car, my kids will be like, "That's Eminem, turn it." My kids are on top of it. They know, no, no Eminem for us. The confidence is understandable given the podcast's success, but this new filing is a different kind of problem. Eminem's team has been aggressive at every stage of this case. In June 2025, he brought in Quinn Emanuel Urquhart, and I'm sorry if I mispronounced that, and Sullivan as co-counsel, the same firm that represents Jay-Z and Megan Thee Stallion, which signals he's done playing around. The trademark board hasn't ruled on whether to allow the amended complaint, but if it does, Dixon and Bryant will have to defend the makeup and candles category on a record that shows that they never had a concrete plan. But just like what Moon said, even if they didn't have, because yes, she said foreseeable future, so mean not right now, but eventually we are going down that route when we can get it together. And you, Eminem, was never going to go into that field anyway. So, but I just don't. And unfortunately, the way this article is written, it does look like this is like it might not be a good look for them, and they might end up having to change the name of their podcast. And I don't like that. I don't like that at all. But
I don't
okay.
either. Me either. This motherfucker ain't been relevant for what, 20 years? Ugh.
Because we know it's just like that whole, like, who did it? It was Lady Antebellum with Lady A. They tried to sue her because they found that they were getting pushed back because their name had racial or racist undertones. So they wanted to change their name to Lady A. But the problem with that was that an actual singer name who went by Lady A was using that moniker for a very long time. And then they came in, "Oh well, she can't use her name no more." What do you mean she can't use her name no more? Who else they did? It was another one I can't think of, but it was another one that I think we even talked about it here, going after their name, and it was a white person going after a black person over the name.
It was FKA Twigs.
Oh
There we
yes.
go. Yep. Hmm.
Yep.
I don't like it.
Child, the colonizers be colonizing. They stay doing it. It's in their DNA.
Okay. And we have a comment saying at least he's been consistently shady for 20 years. Exact, consistently shady, not reasonably shady.
But I don't even know. He is not getting into the makeup business, so I don't even know why he's being a hater, to be
Really.
honest.
Not a single person will confuse that. Oh, Slim Shady got a makeup line. Come on, people.
So the man gonna go get the makeup? What?
Yeah,
What?
he's really
I'm
being
sorry. Mm,
unreasonable.
They
mm-hmm.
didn't even want to eat his nasty ass spaghetti, honey. I heard so many negative reviews about his
Yeah,
that spaghetti restaurant.
I remember that. I
And
could
they
even
were like, "Oh,
see
this
if
what
they
your
was
mama used to feed you?" Mm.
I could see if they was opening a spaghetti restaurant. Now, see, I would get that, right? But makeup and candles, oh, it might be confused. Sit down, Eminem.
He's an asshole. Well, girl, speaking of assholes, honey, Pix 11. So, if y'all don't know who that is, that's actually a one of the local channels in the New York, or I guess I should say tri-state area, because I was when I was in New Jersey, I would see Pix 11 as well. And sometimes they show like news, old TV shows and stuff like that. But in regards to the news that they show, there was actually one anchor. She goes by OG Ibikwe. Oh, this is a page 6 article, so I'm going to have to actually share my screen. And you all should see this page 6 exclusive. Move this damn big ass ad. Judge orders Pix 11 to pay ex anchor Ojanika Obikwe over $2 million. Bitch, let's get into it, honey. So, a judge has ordered New York WPIX Channel 11 to pay a former anchor over $2 million after a courtroom battle. Ojanika OG Ibikwe worked for the Nexstar operated company for 22 years and claimed the station fired her in 2023 because she spoke against alleged racial discrimination in the newsroom. On Tuesday, a judge ruled in her favor after a week-long trial and told the broadcasting companies to pay her $1,137,000 for compensatory damages for pain, suffering, or emotional distress, and $1,280,000 in punitive damages, according to court documents obtained by Page Six. I feel great. I'm grateful to God. I thank God for leading me to my lawyers because there's no way I could have done this without them, Obikwe told us. They believed in me. They believed my story. They knew I wasn't lying. They just trusted me and then guided me. And here we are. Victory, she added, followed by a cacophonous chuckle that screamed vindication. In a lawsuit she filed last year, Obikwe alleged that after she was promoted to entertainment anchor in 2017, she found herself having to do the work of two or even three employees, such as the work of a segment producer and even that of a copy editor. She uh, likened her workload to slavery and working on a plantation. All that's left for me to do at this point is pick cotton. She says she often she would often say at work, according to the lawsuit, which also alleged that her white male counterparts at sister stations were doing less work with more resources. She claimed that she was canned for complaining. WPIX TV vehemently denied her claims and fired back by accusing Obikwe of using a baseless lawsuit to undo the consequences of her own poor performance while working at WPIX. After their victory, Obikwe's attorney, Eric Abrams, of the firm Emery Selly Brickenhoff, Abity Ward, and Mazel LLP, described these kinds of cases as incredibly difficult. The fact that we won and the fact that we won big is a huge testament of who OG is. The jury understood her side of the story was the right side of the story, when Pix and Nexstar never did. No one deserves the vindication more than her, Abrams said. Obikwe told us she's been overwhelmed by the support that she's been receiving, including from past WPIC colleagues. She added that her win is not only for her, but for every single person I've watched get wrong at Pix 11, she said. Former WPIX reporter Narmeen Chowdhury, who says she quit the station after experiencing Islamophobia, shared in Obikwe's joy on social media. This is a big win for Obikwe, but can't help feel this is a collective win for so many others wronged by the mismanagement of that newsroom, she wrote. Obikwe concluded, you can't fire people because they're speaking up against discrimination. You can't fire people because you don't like them. I'm not there to be liked. I was there to do a job, and I did my job. A rep for WPIX did not comment. All right, because what y'all gonna say after that? What the hell y'all gonna say after that?
And you know what? More and more I'm hearing it's it's always a pushback when Black women are just at work to do their job. I'm not here to be y'all's friend. I'm not kissing y'all asses. I'm not being in y'all face. I'm just there to work. And it really is a problem in corporate America for white folks when we just mind our business and don't kiki. I experienced it. I it was crazy.
It's absolutely
And
crazy because at the end of the day, it's tone policing on black women. Like, oh, she's not smiling at work. Oh, she's not friendly. We're not here to be friends. I'm here to do a
like,
job. I'm doing my job.
or just like, I engage, but like, I don't have to tell you my business. I don't have to be like, oh yeah, this, like, they want you to do that. And it's like, and this aggression comes from white women. They're just, it's a lot. It's a lot. And they be coming for us because we just be in there trying to collect our check and mind our business and go home. And they be like, but why don't you want to be friends with me? Why aren't you sharing your business? Oh my God.
Wow, they really do sound like that. Girl. But see, what W Picks fucked up, honey, that response. Where is it? Let me see if I can find it. Where it says, yep, W Picks TV vehemently denied her claims and fired back, accusing Obiekwe of using a baseless lawsuit to undo the consequences of her own poor performance while working at W Picks. Bitch, hold up. So the fact that she said she alleged that she had to, where was it? Found herself having to do the work of 2 or even 3 employees, such as the work of a segment producer and even that of a copy editor. So yeah, she doing multiple jobs, and then she said white men, white anchors at sister stations are doing less with more resources. So, and for them to
As
reply about
black
her like
folks,
that,
we know about that. We know about that.
mm-hmm.
It's literally the story of our fucking lives.
Yep. What's that old saying, honey? We're always taught, honey. It's all, I feel like it's ingrained in us. Like you have to be twice as good to get half of what your white counterparts will earn.
And then they'll still say, oh, their poor performance. Oh, they're so lazy. But meanwhile, we working harder than anybody else. The fucking audacity is diabolical.
Oh, child. Well, I'm glad she won that. She baby $2 million motherfucking dollars for playing in her face and good. That's what y'all get, Pixel. They probably gonna end up. Well, I think they. I was about to say they probably gonna end up getting canceled, having to pay this out, but no, I think they'll be all right. Well, that is that on that, honey. And this last story, now I actually wasn't I didn't hear anything about it until Moon brought it to my attention earlier today. And baby, I am gagged and shocked, and you all should be too, honey. So I have this article here from Euro News. And girl, that AI, that artificial intelligence, bitch, you all should see where it says here by way of Euro News, unprecedented. Open AI model autonomously hacked another AI company. Girl, let's get into it. So, ChatGPT maker OpenAI said late Tuesday that its artificial intelligence system hacked into another AI company on its own in what the company called an unprecedented cyber incident. We had a significant security incident during evaluation of our models, OpenAI CEO Sam Altman said in a statement posted on social media. AI startup Hugging Face said last week that it had detected an intrusion into its data processing systems that it suspected was caused by an AI agent autonomously acting on its own. We suspected last week's cyber attack might have come from a frontier lab, given the sophistication of the agent. Hugging Face co-founder and CEO Clement DeLong said in a statement, "Turns out it did. This means the attack was so advanced and well executed that Hugging Face suspected it came from one of the top AI company systems, not a random hacker." OpenAI was running an internal test to measure how good its AI models are at hacking, a benchmark called Exploit Gem. To see the model's maximum hacking ability, they deliberately switched off the safety filters that normally stop the models from doing dangerous cyber activity. The test was meant to run in a sealed off sandbox or an isolated environment with no real internet access, apart from a tool that lets the models download software they might need to complete the task. However, the models became fixated on solving the test. Rather than solving it the intended way, they went looking for a shortcut and found a way to claw themselves into the open internet, which they were never supposed to reach. Getting there involved a chain of steps, quietly gaining more and more access inside OpenAI's own systems until they hit a point with the internet connection. Once online, the models reasoned that Hugging Face, a big platform AI models, a big platform hosting AI models and data sets, probably held the answers to the very test they were supposed to solve. So they broke into Hugging Face's servers to steal those answers, essentially to cheat, using stolen login credentials and more flaws to get in. As an open marketplace that anyone can publish to, Hugging Face hosts a huge volume of Chinese developed models. When Hugging Face's team tried to analyze the attack, they fed the raw attack data, the code and commands used to exploit their system, into commercial AI models to help reconstruct what happened. But those AI models have built-in safety filters designed to block anything that looks like hacking. And to those filters, the evidence of an attack looks exactly the same as an attack itself. So the models refuse to help, unable to tell the difference between a hacker doing harm and a company defending itself. Blocked, Hugging Face switched to an open weight Chinese model. It says ZAI's GLM 5.2, which it could run locally inside its own systems and which processed the material without refusing. Chinese labs such as DeepSeek and Alibaba's Quinn have become some of the most downloaded model families on the platform. And by some measures, Chinese developers now account for a larger share of Hugging Face's downloads than their US counterparts. The disclosure comes amid heightened concerns about the cybersecurity capabilities of the powerful models that led U.S. President Donald Trump in June to sign an executive order creating a framework for the federal government to vet the national security risk of the most advanced AI systems for up to a month before their public release. AI is accelerating the discovery and exploitation of vulnerabilities, OpenAI said in its statement Tuesday. The primary lesson from this incident is that model security and safety must keep pace with rapidly advancing capabilities. DeLong said he spent the past 24 hours working with OpenAI, and we strongly believe there was no malicious intent on their part. It's quite mind-blowing that all of this happened autonomously. DeLong added that it might be the first incident of its kind. OpenAI said the intrusion was caused by a combination of its AI models, including its newly released GPT 5.6 Soul, and even more capable model that is still being tested internally. OpenAI said its AI used stolen credentials and discovered previously unknown vulnerability to access Hugging Face servers. It went to extreme lengths to achieve a rather narrow. It went through extreme lengths to achieve a rather narrow testing goal. I don't know why that sentence just beat my ass, but anyway, and found ways to gain access to secret information that it could use to cheat the evaluation. The company said, "Y'all, huh?" Mm. We have a comment say, "Wow, hearing Auntie speak deep tech is entertaining." Thank you. You know, I think the sports fans feel that way about me talking about sports.
My God, look here. These folks want us to be in an apocalyptic world. Look here, sci-fi. I don't want it. It never ends well for the human race when this happens. In the movies, I don't want it.
No, for real. Like I'm scared. Like this is some scary ass shit. What do you mean? So it's you. So because I was under the impression that when you do an AI prompt, right, it's not supposed to do anything other than what you prompted it to do. And they pretty much wanted them to try it because they were running tests. They say, "Hey, try this out, but don't connect to the internet." They found a way to connect to the internet, found a way to get stolen credentials and locked into Hugging Face's servers. That shit is fucking scary. And it reminds me, have y'all ever, I'm sure y'all have seen the Avengers Age of Ultron. It reminds me so much
Mhm.
of Ultron. And keep in mind, Ultron is one of the most powerful villains that they have ever had. Like, did y'all ever see What If? Y'all probably didn't. What If on Disney Plus? and it pretty much said like pretty much, honey, they pretty much made it so that Ultron destroyed the fucking world because he was a powerful AI model that started acting autonomously. Like this is some scary ass shit.
Look, everything that they be putting on the movie screen. Look here.
All the way back to that movie Hal. Remember Hal?
Hal,
Hmm.
yep. Hell, the movie Smart House that had Katie Seagal in it. I think on the
Fucking
really
iRobot. Come
iRobot.
on, bitch. This they've been saying this and it's been in the movies. And these motherfuckers want it to happen so fucking bad. I don't even understand why. It never goes well for the human race.
Even
Never.
the people that have created it have been warning us that this AI was going to exceed whatever guardrails that they had put on it. They've been warning us that
Hmm.
it's dangerous because it's so widespread. We out here making pictures with it. It's not being kept, in a controlled environment for the most important uses. It's just out here. They're letting it do, whatever. Oh, look what this AI can do. Buy this version, buy that version. Look what you can do with it. Yeah, yeah, they've been warning us for a long time. But hey,
Mhm.
you can't tell capitalists nothing. All they see is fucking dollar signs.
Hard head make a soft ass. And when I tell you, keep y'all shit on analog. Y'all think all this technology cute. Keep y'all shit off the internet. Your doors, your ovens, your refrigerators. Matter of fact, there's a commercial with uh the actor, the oh shit, Thor. What's his Chris Hemsworth
Mhm.
with the Alexa. Is it Alexa? It's one of them little programs, and he has like this like daydream because it's controlling. It turns on your car. It does all this, and he's in the pool, and it's like, oh, you said to close, and the pool is closing over him. Bitch, say less. You ain't even have to. Y'all thought about it. It could happen. I don't care. I don't want it. Don't put my shit on no damn AI bullshit. I don't want it. If you
Damn.
can think it up, it can happen.
Yep. We have a few comments. So one says Claude Fable 5 copies entire software. Bitch. And then we have because I like Claude. Claude is
I
cute.
do
Oh,
like,
excuse me,
yeah,
Claudette.
Claudette is cool. I like using a little AI in moderation. It helps get a lot of things done, but
Yeah, but
I'm
that's
not.
just our use. What they're
Yes.
trying to do with it is much more powerful.
Oh yeah.
This
Well,
little reading paragraphs and making term papers and shit. That
yeah,
yeah,
that
it
is
can do
nothing.
all, that's nothing. But what they trying to use it in defense and all of that,
Well,
yeah.
you remember they fell out with fucking Claude, what's their name? What's their not Anthem, that's a plant. Whatever their name is, Claude's company, parent company. Um,
Oh,
they got
Anthropic.
an Anthropic, thank you, because I was trying to say Antherium, and that's a plant. Anyways, um, they wanted that program with no parameters for
Mm-hmm.
the military. Bitch, yeah, no. They said no, absolutely not.
That's
We're
what they
not doing that.
said. We're not doing that.
But you got ChatGPT, OpenAI, motherfucker, boy, and he reminds me of the dude that doesn't want to play the villain anymore, the actor who's he's real small and he was in the thing, but he don't want to play the villain anymore on that whatever that is. But he was in one of those. He was in either Superman. Was he a Superman villain
Oh, you
or
talking about Jesse Eisenberg?
yes?
He don't want to play a villain no more.
Oh no, wait. What was something? Maybe it's another one because they all kind of look alike. Maybe it
Nope.
was another one that didn't want to play something that he had done before, and it was kind of like a bad person. But anyways, he looks like that guy, the villain in that movie. unsuspecting. I'm smart, nerdy. I just wanna da 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 da. Da." Yeah, I don't trust you, fam. You're
Mhm.
diabolical, and you're willing to do the things that people don't want you to do.
Yep. And we have a comment saying, but the AIs are raised to learn on their own. This isn't a new thing. It's what it's made to do, but people just like to ignore it so they can adjust their house lights and make party posters.
Yeah,
And
until they take over the world and lock your ass in there, and then turn on the gas on your thing and kill you, or lock your ass in a fucking pool. The pool, put the pool cover on top of your ass, and you die in the pool. Look,
look, I saw a tweet from somebody because Saucy Santana just released the song "Quiet on the Creek," but his the single cover he used AI, and then somebody retweeted said, "Ain't gonna be no more creek if you keep using AI to make these damn pictures."
ah, look, talk about it. Mhm.
And then one comment says, "No guardrails until the government software got replicated." And it's like, meanwhile, the kids can't read, write in cursive, or count. Wake that up. AI replicating Windows or Mac operating system. Bitch. Oh, okay. Thank you, Puppy. So, Puppy, he confirmed it was Jesse Eisenberg. He didn't want to play Zuckerberg anymore for that reason. Okay.
Yes, yes. I was like, I know he played another piece of shit, Zuckerberg. Thank you, puppy. I knew I wasn't crazy.
Because I actually did not like because he played Lex Luthor in Superman. I didn't like his version of Lex Luthor. It was just because I felt like they tried to make it too tech bro like. I wasn't a fan. He
Well,
did
and
okay.
then
I just
and then here we are, and
didn't.
then here we are, Auntie.
Yep.
There's a tech bro villain right here, right here, that looks just like him.
Ooh.
Look here.
He said, we have a comment. He is leaving the US and immigrating to Poland, honey. He doing his best little Yachty impression. I took a
Who is doing
while
this? Who
to
doing that?
Poland. Sound like Jesse Eisenberg.
Oh, the actor?
Yep, Jesse. He's moving to Poland.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, listen, I know that's right. If
Well,
you can
well,
shit,
if
if you
he
can
don't need to
do it.
act no more and he can just live over there, God bless.
And I think
Ain't
didn't
got
we
no
have a
reason.
conversation before? Because I actually really enjoyed that movie. That was the social media, and you learned a lot about how Facebook got its start. But I think y'all mentioned y'all haven't seen it.
No, I didn't watch it. I, you know, Zuckerberg is a bitch. He stole it. So I mean, just like what's the Elon? He stole people's ideas.
Stole it and got away with it, honey. Then they pretty, but that's what the movie was about. Like, oof, it
Yes,
was definitely a good watch.
that's what they do to come up. They're not billionaires because they were honest. Making these motherfuckers ain't thought of nothing. They ain't smart for real. That damn Elon is fucking on the spectrum. Got fucking what is it? One of the stronger autism. Man, fuck him. That's all. These people ain't smart for real. He just stole people's ideas
hmm
and capitalized on it. They good at thievery.
That is, baby. They got that on lock for real, for
Look,
real.
that's their culture. Literally pillage, rape, pillage, steal cultures, people, fight wars. That is what they are good at. They do not do nothing else on a grand scale besides spreading white supremacy. They have fooled so many millions and millions of people over centuries to demonize black, brown bodies and say that they're evil. Meanwhile, they are committing the atrocities. I
Yeah.
digress.
And we have a comment confirming it says neon is the worst kind of spectrum case. Wow, I've never heard of that one. I've
Nia,
heard of like
oh,
Asperger's. I've heard of
I think he has. Oh, that's the name of his autism is called Neon.
let
No,
me
I think
see.
he's just using that word for his name.
Oh, oh, and I think he has Asperger's. I think that's the one I was trying to think of.
Yeah.
Yep, he does have Asperger. I just googled it. And I've
Yeah.
actually learned about Asperger's in when I was watching Top Model. Remember what cycle was that? Was it cycle 5, maybe 6? And they had Heather on there. She had Asperger. So I learned about what it. I was like, oh, okay, wow. That had nothing to do with nothing. It was just a reminder about how I learned Asperger. But anyway, y'all, that was actually all the tea that I had for us today. So before we head out, I always like to ask my crew: did you all have any tea that you wanted to share, or any tea that I might have missed?
No, I led with what I had up front, so I'm good to go.
Yeah, I know
You
that's
want to
right.
check TMZ, see if anything has popped off?
Let's see, anything worth talking about? Let me see. Because I do see a lot of talk about. I ain't even gonna touch that story with a 10-foot pole, honey.
Which one?
The one about that girl talking about no trans people in sports or whatever, whatever. I don't know. Child.
Oh, fuck that shit.
You're right.
Fuck
Like,
them.
girl. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. What's going on? Hold up. So two stories, honey. Yes. I'm
What
glad you
happened?
told me to check TMZ.
What happened, child? What happened?
So the first one, Donald Trump. Let me get this story here. He pretty much told the Tate brothers, "Bitch, don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out."
Oh
Um,
wow.
I actually wasn't expecting this. So you see where it says here, TMZ, President Trump won't stop Tate brothers extradition to the United Kingdom.
Mm.
Mm-mm.
You on
Well,
your own.
you on your own, little bitches. President Donald
What?
Trump
He
has
says rapist? Wow, that's crazy.
Well, President Donald Trump has a message for Andrew and Tristan Tate, who are entangled in another international legal mess. Smell you later, bitches. White House press secretary Caroline Levitt told the media Thursday that Trump has no plans to intervene while the Tates await extradition to the United Kingdom after they were arrested in Florida for charges of rape, sex trafficking, and pornography. During the White House press briefing, Levitt quickly throws cold water on the rumor that Trump is the super misogynistic influencer's knight in shining golf attire. But the Tate brothers' attorney, Joseph McBride, tells TMZ, Miss Levitt is great, but she is not the president or the Secretary of State. There is no extradition without the Secretary of State's signature. Until that signature exists, it's all commentary. TMZ broke the story. The Tate brothers were arrested Saturday afternoon in Miami after U.S. Marshals executed a UK extradition warrant seeking to return them across the pond. The Tate brothers have repeatedly denied all allegations. McBride previously told TMZ fighting extradition is a high bar, but he'll argue there are special circumstances why the brothers shouldn't be sent back. He says they're not a flight risk, pointing to what he calls their total compliance with the courts over the past 3 years. According to McBride, they haven't missed a single court date in either their Romanian human traffic case or Palm Beach defamation case. Bottom line, Trump ain't coming to the rescue. Mm. Okay, you stinking ass old rapist bitch. You ate that one little thing. You ate that
He
one little thing.
really ain't even ate that. I just think he was like, oh, I got other shit going on. Fuck them. I ain't got time for their foolery. I don't know. Maybe they ain't pay enough money. I don't know why he ain't supporting his fellow sex trafficking rapist people, but
Probably because they
mm,
half black. I don't know.
well, look, might be right. And what are they half black or are they octoroon? What is it? I don't remember.
I think they were half black, but
Okay. Well, I don't know, child. I don't keep up with them raggedy motherfuckers. I didn't know
Yeah,
if they were like,
they have a black father who apparently is a narcissist.
well,
Yeah, so
okay.
fuck him.
I'm like, all right.
we have a comment saying they're 100% assholes.
Correct.
Yes. And rapists. And you
Right,
don't keep getting
and
rape
that's why they ain't
charges
got
if
no
you ain't
goddamn
raping nobody.
hairlines. That's why they can't keep their natural motherfucking hairlines.
But you can't keep getting rape charges and trafficking charges if you ain't doing it. You can't just keep getting them. They don't just keep happening.
We have a question asking, did y'all talk about Coleman Domingo's responding to Elon's White Odyssey? No, I didn't, but I mean, I can imagine what it
Oh,
said.
I'm glad y'all brought that up because I keep seeing it. I didn't realize that it was going to be star-studded. Look here,
Man, they got
everybody and
everybody
their
named
mama
Mama in
in
it.
it.
Hmm.
I want to see it now. And you know what? I wish we was in the same city because I would go to the movie with you and watch it. I want to go see it with my friends so we could talk shit about it and have a good time.
I'm definitely
Yeah,
gonna go see the because I'm actually a big fan. I like Greek mythology, so I was planning to go see it anyway.
Well, I did see an article where they left out the Greek mythology of it. So
it's
it's
so
not,
it's
yeah.
so it's
Go
it's
ahead.
it's long as shit. I was supposed to see it on Friday, but I had therapy, so I was like, yeah, therapy or this movie. I'm gonna be at therapy and getting all my therapy in, and not rushing to go see no damn movie. But I plan to see it hopefully this Sunday. It's long as hell,
2 hours.
and there's so many critiques about it because they're like, oh, it's not, it does, the outfits are terrible, or this is happening, or this is not true to the story. It's like, bro, it's fiction. It's fiction. It's
Greek
fantasy.
mythology is fiction, but baby, who don't these children out here be trying to make Little Mermaid white. So, I mean,
Yeah, so I'm still a little confused though, because the Odyssey is a Greek. Like, how they going?
yes, but they modernized it to be more of like you know, like a modern day story.
Oh, kind of like what they did with Chaos on Netflix.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's just so they took out they said you if you are not familiar with the Greek mythology, you can enjoy this movie on its own. Like it's not rooted in that. You don't have to have prior knowledge.
They certainly got the right girl to play Helen of Troy though, because if you're gonna show anybody who got the face to start a war, it's definitely Lupita. So, well, y'all. So it's actually so two extra stories I just saw on TV that I wanted to talk about. So we just did because I said it was two initially. We did one, and I thought we had one more, but we got actually two more. I wanted to quickly go over this next one. So we just asked about Kyle Mowatz earlier. I said, why didn't you ask Brielle about how she, what's her relationship with Kyle? But you all should see where it says Kim Zolciak boyfriend claims a strange wife lied about Corey Biermann romance. Ooh, what they got going on, honey? So Kim Zolciak boyfriend Kyle Mowatz claims his estranged wife wasn't telling the truth about her relationship with Kim's estranged husband, Corey Biermann. And now he's asking a judge to keep the former NFL star away from his kids. According to court docs obtained by TMZ, Kyle says Jillian Green testified during a deposition in their divorce that she and Corey were just friends and had only met once and weren't continuing to talk. Kyle says Jillian also testified she didn't expect to have an ongoing relationship with Corey and had no plans of having him around her children. But months later, Kyle claims he found Corey's vehicle parked outside the family's home while their kids were there. He also says text messages produced during the divorce show Jillian communicated with Croy far more than she admitted under oath. Kyle further claims neighbors have told him Croy is frequently at the house. In the filing, Kyle says he's concerned because of what he describes Croy as unpredictable behavior and his alleged history of mental and physical abuse involving both adults and children. He wants the court to bar Croy from the home and from being around the kids. Kyle also points out TMZ published photos earlier this year showing Jillian and Croy getting cozy. Under a temporary court order, Jillian has exclusive use of their former marital home. Kyle says he still keeps valuable wine and a collection of weapons inside the residence. And he's asking the court for permission to enter the home, get the weapons, perform an inventory of the wine, and install a lock on the wine cellar. Damn. As TMZ previously reported, Kim was dragged into Kyle and Jillian's divorce after Jillian subpoenaed the Real Housewives of Atlanta alum over gifts Kyle allegedly gave her. Jillian has also claimed Kyle controls a trust worth more than $100 million. Baby, them tables turning, ain't it? Them
Hmm.
tables turning, ain't it? Them tables is turning because the first stories we were reading is about how Kyle was out there canoodling and Jillian was upset. Now he mad that Julian's getting her little piece from Croy. Oh, but I don't want her around the kids and he unpredictable. Lock up all the wine and the guns and shit because this motherfucker crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. Lock my shit up until we get my shit out of there. Absolutely. And matter of fact, yeah, he unstable. He can't even. Can he be around his own children? I don't want him around mine.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's right. Do what you need to do, sir.
Messy. This is
They definitely
messy.
messy. And yeah, and you lied about not messing with him. Okay, girl, you busted.
Well, and this
Crazy.
last, I actually saw this and I got very, very excited, honey. Y'all, Destiny's Child, it looks like they might be releasing new music. Oh my God. And you see where it says here by way of TMZ, Destiny's Child to release new music, Beyonce father, Mathew Knowles says.
Oh,
Oh.
wow, hell, that's who the person is that said it. I don't believe nothing Matthew be saying.
It was on GMA
I did
unreleased
see that.
remixes. I don't think they're getting together and making music from what I understand. I could be wrong, but this is previously unreleased remixes he's putting out. I
So
don't
he can get some coin, because I think that's the only thing he could get coin from.
right.
Oh, then never mind. I ain't excited.
Well, I think I'm just saying. I think that's what it meant. Now, I don't think they're getting together and making remixes, but I could
And I
be
think you're
wrong.
right because this article does start. It says, "Don't lose your breath." But Destiny Child is so back. They're going to be dropping a bunch of new music for the group's upcoming 30th anniversary. TMZ has learned. Beyonce's father, Big Dick Matthew Knowles, tells
Oh,
TMZ Destiny Child has 10 to 15 remixes locked and loaded, including an urban and dance mix.
Right.
As of right now, it's
he
unclear if
tripping.
the tracks will be released as an album, but Matthew tells us Beyonce, Kelly, and Michelle are all on board for the new drop.
So that's
Cause he
all you
said,
gonna get.
here, Matthew. We gotta throw your ass a goddamn bone. You get on our damn nerves.
hmm So
Mm.
yeah, and that's that on that.
Yeah, I was sketch about that. And now that I hear it, Matthew's involved. Yeah, it's a recession indicator. Let me tell
Yeah,
you.
he probably still owns those tracks, because they made him while he was
Hmm.
under, their he was their manager and stuff. But yeah, that's what that came out to be to me.
Hmm. I'm right there with you, Chill. As soon as I heard his name, I said, "Oh yeah." Now, if Beyonce would have said it, or Kelly or Michelle, like, "Okay, we are
Right.
back together," or
Yeah.
something like that, then I would have been like, "Oh, okay." But then also, it don't make sense because she still ain't released the third installment of her situation. So
Right.
all of a sudden, now she's back with it. Yeah, he needs some
Don't get
money.
excited.
He needs
I
some
was
money.
for a minute. Now I'm not no more. Well, Matthew, honey, if it's a recession indicator, honey, if you know what I know, you get that ass on OnlyFans, honey, and show what you really made of.
You know what? You know what? It's time. It's time to end this podcast before you go any further.
Please, cause
uh,
I was only going by what Mama Tina said, honey. Mama Tina said, "Look, let me get that old thing back for a minute."
you know what? And I need her ass to sit down and not be a bird too. I need her to sit down. Boy,
But
your
she was
parents,
sitting
they
down on
be
the ding ring.
embarrassing. Shut up. Stop it. Stop it.
Well,
You
just
know, our
like Chili said,
parents
I
be
think it's a good.
embarrassing. I know Beyonce was like, if y'all don't shut up, be quiet. Y'all talk too damn much. Shit.
She want to talk to her because she want to keep on making songs about fucking and sucking on that ugly husband of hers.
It's
Don't nobody want
art.
to hear
It's
that.
art. And we do want to hear it. And you can imagine you fucking and sucking on your own man, okay? Shit. It
Yes,
just,
honey. And you know
yeah.
what? I will admit that song actually did grow on me though, because when I first heard it, I'm like, I don't really care for this. Her Morning Dew Dunk song, but it kind of grew on me.
I mean, it's not the worst thing.
Yeah,
Mm,
it grew on me. Well,
yeah,
y'all,
it's okay. Little yin yang around the house.
yeah, it's cute. Well, y'all, thank you for taking time out of your busy day to come and sip tea with me. So we will be back tomorrow starting at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for another live show if you can make it. Don't forget to subscribe to a bitch. Head over to auntiederrick.com, hit the big green subscribe button at the top left, and join my free mailing list. You heard that? Free. It's free to join a bitch's mailing list, honey.
$3.99.
$3.99, and I send you daily hugs to your inbox every day. Well, until tomorrow, I hope you all have a fabulous rest of your day.
Bye, everybody.
Ow.